Hello, YouTubers. It is Gizzy Greenfingers here, and what you have in front of you are two jacarandas, and these are subtropical trees, I believe. Don't take my word for it, because I'm a novice. But I want to bonsai these. Well, I want to bonsai one, but it was I couldn't buy two, so I couldn't buy one on its own, so I had to buy the two. So that other one can just be left under lights and just be left alone. This one, it's going to be like my Frankenstein. I'm going to be wiring it, cutting it back, putting it in a tiny pot. I'm going to be abusing this tree, and it is going to get tormented, and we're going to see if it survives. And if it survives, I know I can do all that other stuff with the other jacaranda I have on the left. So as you can see, this soil is so waterlogged, it is just a compost. I don't know. When I bought these, it said it was hydroponically grown from seed, and it is 2 years old. I can't see this being 2 years old personally, but I'm amateur, I ain't got a clue. But from seed, is that 2 years old from seed? Maybe, I don't know. But I'm asking you, as the viewer, do you know? Because I haven't got a Scooby-Doo. But that's what I'm saying. So either way, they are healthy, they look good. Now let's have a look at this root system. And as you can see, I want to get it out of this compost mix, whatever they put it in. And I want to get it in a nice free draining soil that I have made a mix actually. I went to the time and effort to make my own bonsai soil mix. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to finger the soil like so. And I'm just fingering all the lumps out, just so we've got a flat bottom, you know. So you've just got to be very gentle, because these roots are very delicate. I can feel between my fingers how delicate they actually are. They break extremely easily. I can feel that. I'm breaking a lot off probably, but you've got to do what you've got to do for the bonsai community. Swindon! Swindon! No, I'm not calling him a name yet. But the jacaranda is a subtropical tree, I believe. It'll go down to lows of -2, but you don't want to do that. When it goes under 7 degrees, I think it said, or 15, you want to bring it in. The Australians, they think of this tree, the jacaranda, as their native, really. So it is a hot country sort of tree. But that is what we got, and that is all the soil that I don't want. So I got my little bonsai training pot in front of us, and it is tiny. It is tiny, but I need it for my setup. It needs to fit in my setup, and I've got many trees in that setup. I could go through them all, but maybe I'll just do another video of that with all my tropical and subtropical trees. But yeah, my soil mix, what I've done is I've used an all-purpose compost with pumice, akadama, lava rock, and what's that bloody other one? The bloody little white little polythene little bloody, I don't know what they're called. What are they called? No, I've forgotten. I won't remember either. But you know what I'm on about. Them little they're light as a feather. Light as a feather. So what I'm doing now, I'm compacting all this compost bonsai mix in with the Jacaranda. And I want to try and get as much soil as I can in, just to keep the tree upright to the position I sort of want it. It's surprising how much soil you can actually fit in such a small pot. It'd be surprising, but it works. It works. It works. Ta-da! See? Told you it works. I will just move my knife that I was eating my food with earlier out of the way, and yeah, that is it. So what's the next agenda? Well, I want to see if I can wire this bad boy. I want to see if it's going to let me wire it without snapping or what have you, you know what I mean? It feels quite flexible. Flexible. It does feel quite flexible. But it's the gauge of wire that I'm thinking. See, a 4mm is just going to be too big, and you're going to damage that bark and maybe just snap the whole tree using a 4mm. So a 4mm is off, and you can cut these leaves back if you want to in half, just to fit in my setup. So the wire I'm going to go with, it is a 2mm, and you've just got to take your time really, because if you rush such a critical moment in this bonsai's beginning, then it's all over. Oh, it's all over. So you've got to sort of hold the wire as you bend it, because it is a very, very delicate trunk. It's pliable, but it's delicate still. It's still a newish tree, do you know what I mean? So I'm having a bit of trouble with this 2mm. But it is working, and you've just got to take your time. I am snapping these lower branches. They are snapping because they're getting caught between the trunk and the wire, and they're just snapping off. But I don't give a Scooby-Doo about that. Do you know what I mean? That they are. That's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I don't care about them bottom ones. But I did hear a little crunch as I sort of bend this wire down like that. You see that bend? I did a little bend, a little crunch. Like, ooh, that's your bending. That's your bending point. After that, it's going to snap off. So it'd be interesting to see if this does survive. But I'm still hopeful. Oh, I'm still hopeful. I've seen people growing these trees, and they always say, "Oh yeah, it's too big now. It's too big. It will never grow because it's too big." They couldn't wire the initial trunk going up. It was just a standard straight trunk going up, and they always wished, "Oh, I wish I had bent the trunk when I first did it." And bless him, he's got a great tree, but he didn't have a bendy trunk. And you always need a bendy trunk if you're bonsai. You've got to have a bendy trunk. Without a bendy trunk, what is it's just a tree in a pot. So I'm all for a bendy trunk in my Jacaranda. But yeah, you've got to. This is an experimental. Experimental. If it works out, then fair play. Ding dong. Session on. You know what I mean? If it dies, well, I've got a backup, haven't I? I've got a backup that's under lights that I'm just leaving. But for crying out loud, the soil, mate, it is so waterlogged. I don't like the soil mix they put it in. I really don't. But I suppose if they've done it in hydroponics, it's going to want like a wet, moisty soil mix, I guess. I don't know. But that's my hypothesis. 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 That's the one. I did it. Second time. Fucking fair play. Right, so I'm happy with that. I'm just going to cut the wire off there. Pow. And now I think I'm going to just nip the tip off, the growing tip, because I want this to start bushing out. I've seen other people do this with jacarandas. And when they've done that, what happens is that the new growth will just grow on one of those two nodes right on the tip. There's two nodes right on that tip now, and one of those nodes will just grow out, and that'll be your new top, and you won't get any side shooting. If that happens, let's just get nipped off again. I ain't having no bullshit. It's getting nipped off. You wait and see. I ain't lying. I'll do it. I'll bloody do it. I'll do it, alright? Because I got a backup. But yeah, I hope this lives. Well, I want it to live. Cost me 25 quid for two. But I'm not happy with these leaves, so I'm going to cut these half length, I think. Just to, so it can fit in my, tropical tree setup. And this is fine to do in the growing season. It says in the growing season. Yeah, the knowledge I know, I will tell you the truth. But yeah, this isn't the growing season. We're in effing October. Yeah, it's like October the 7th. I can't remember. What is the date? What is the date? Tuesday the 15th of October. It's Tuesday the 15th of October, ladies and gentlemen, 2024. And this is my Jacaranda Bonsai Blue. And if you want to see how this progresses through the months, weeks, days, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I'll see you next time.